All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So I've actually got a pretty interesting topic for you guys here. So you guys might remember the 1983 Mr. Olympia winner, Samir Bannout. So he was one of the few Mr. Olympia winners to only win one Olympia title that year in 1983, and he would not win another one. So Samir Bannout recently weighed in on kind of a relevant topic today, and that is the topic of whether or not you should call yourself Mr. Olympia if you win your category or your class at the Mr. Olympia competition. Now, this was first brought up by Phil Heath's girlfriend maybe a week or so ago, where she made a post on Instagram saying, if you win Classic Physique, 212, or Men's Physique at the Mr. Olympia, you won your division, but you cannot call yourself Mr. Olympia. Only the winner of the Men's Open Bodybuilding, a.k.a. Phil Heath, has the right to call himself Mr. Olympia, and it's disrespectful, in her words, to call yourself Mr. Olympia if you are not the Men's Open Bodybuilder winner. So that was a very interesting discussion in and of itself, but I think you can't really get any more relevant than Samir Bannout, an actual Mr. Olympia winner, weighing in on this topic. So here's what Samir Bannout had to say on his Instagram post. There should be only one Mr. Olympia winner per year. Phil, Breon, Flex, only one. Please, NPC Pro League, I'm assuming he's referring to the IFBB there, let's have a pose down among these great champions, and only one can be called or declared Mr. Olympia. In my opinion, this is the best way to go. What do you guys think? Now, I'm kind of torn on this, honestly, because really the history of the Mr. Olympia is all rooted in Men's Open Bodybuilding. Back in 1965, the Olympia started with Men's Open Bodybuilding, but the interesting thing is, starting in the 70s, I believe it was 1974, they actually did introduce the over 200 and under 200 categories in bodybuilding. So someone would win the over 200 and someone would win the under 200, and those two winners would go head-to-head for the overall title of Mr. Olympia. And you guys may remember that best from Arnold and Franco going head-to-head, Franco winning the under and Arnold winning the over. So that would go on for a while, and that would really be a big reason why Frank Zane would go on to win 3 Mr. Olympias. That would be a reason why Franco won the Olympia in 1976, although they would do away with this in 1980. So it didn't last very long. It lasted less than a decade, but it was something that was part of bodybuilding history, where they would have different divisions go head-to-head for the overall title. So this is not something that hasn't been done before. So the interesting part about this was you could have a classic physique guy, a 212 guy, and a Men's Open Bodybuilding guy go head-to-head for the Mr. Olympia title, and the guy that won Men's Open might not be declared Men's Open Mr. Olympia. They might not be declared Mr. Olympia, period. I think that could be a very interesting thing. At the same time, it could kind of be sacrilegious to bodybuilding history, but it could also be very interesting because we did have this in the 70s, and that's what we saw with the Pumping Iron documentary. We saw the over and under 200, and that made the documentary even more interesting because it had that dynamic to the Mr. Olympia. So my question to you guys is, do you think this would be a good idea at the Mr. Olympia to see Breon, Phil Heath, Flex Lewis, or whoever ends up winning these divisions in the future go head-to-head for the sole title of Mr. Olympia? So this isn't something that hasn't been done before. Again, I'll reiterate that because it's not like this is kind of a brand new idea. This is something that has been done. So it's not something that couldn't be done in the future. It's certainly an actual possibility because this has been done before. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Personally, I do think it would be cool to see Breon, Phil, and Flex go head-to-head, or whoever wins those divisions. But honestly, it could be kind of weird. I mean, it could result in some controversial decisions. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.